East Asia region, we've got MSI, Evo GT going up against Mineski. I'm Helium, and I'll be joined by Blaze. How are you doing?
Doing pretty good this morning. I guess you can call it that anyways. I actually ended up pulling an all-nighter since my sleep schedule is just absolutely wild. Maybe towards the tail end of this broadcast I might be a little sleepy, but for now I'm wide awake and I'm ready to cast some awesome SCA Dota, some Pinoy Dota in fact, as we have Mineski and MSI going at it. Now looking at the standings right now, although MSI, looking at their current standings, they've played 9 matches and out of that they could play 2 more. They could rise up the ranks a little bit, but they're not going to be able to take the top 1 spot. And that's pretty much what all of the teams are looking for here. The chance to go to Kiev, the chance to go to Starladder land is all hinging on that number 1 position. And right now, it looks like the only teams that are in contention are going to be Johnny's Revenge, IPX Creation, and Titan, with a small chance to Arrow and Invasion. But they have to play their cards very carefully, and will depend on head-to-head matchups. So we'll get into that as we will be casting them a little bit later on today. But for now, these teams, they're just playing for pride. They're just playing for a little bit of fun. So we'll have to see what they bring out at the tail end of 6.81.
Oh yeah, that Pinoy pride, man, they got this. Both teams are going to win this game. I think that's how it's going to go. As we start looking at the draft, we've got the Razor, the Death Prophet banned out here by MSI. They're now looking to pick up their first 2 heroes. Looking at Mineski, they've banned out Brew, they've banned out Void, and they will first pick that Lycan, who is having less and less success when he is drafted up. I mean, I saw him on the Dire yesterday in Starladder Europe, and he was not having a good time. This time Mineski gets him on the Radiant and MSI. My friend Quantum there in the Twitch chat was saying it. They've picked Skywrath 8 out of their 9 last games. So here you go, Skywrath and Centaur. Good way to start things off for MSI.
Yep, so I mean, just good combos in general. I mean, getting the mobility advantage right now is very important against Lycan. You go in with the usage of your Stampede, you're going to be able to close distance with him, or at least keep pace with him, which is going to be very important for actually locking him down, preventing him to play the rack game. But in this case here, we're going to be seeing a lot of global map movement between these 2 heroes, Tinker and Lycan being picked up. I believe Joven's going to pick up the Tinker this time, but it could be Jesse Vash as well, both very skilled players, though I think it's more likely to be Anime on the Lycan. In either case, yeah, right now the really cool thing you can do is, of course, move the wolves invis across the map and BOT to them to farm the enemy jungle, to push out the enemy's lanes. Just a lot of cool things that you don't often get to see with a more static lineup with less summons available. But from there, it comes down to checking the tree line. We need MSI to pick up something with a little bit of clear vision, something that can look over the trees, destroy the trees, whatever they need to do to catch out this Tinker with a Blink Centaur Stomp. So we'll be looking for that as the draft progresses. But for now, they've got a nice rat lineup. They can go with early aggression with the Lycan, but still rely on their late game presence here.
Yeah, we can see they're already banning out sort of the other split push heroes, and some of those heroes that have great summonable units and also go along well with Tinker. They'll take out the Nature's Prophet. We had a game yesterday in Starladder Europe, I know, Lycan versus Nature's Prophet, Battle of the Rats. It was a little drawn out, as you might imagine, but hey, what are you going to do? As some more bans come out here, it looks like Mineski, they want to push early with the Lycan. They want to hold on and defend with their Tinker, or just fuel their team fights, you know, as they can travel back to base. And you mentioned the wolves, you can TP through them anywhere, whether to get to lanes faster where there aren't creep, or to just join the team fights if they happen in the jungle. But yeah, banning out that Venomancer. Now Doom gonna take a fall, so no Doom on the table. The Doom's really good against Tinker. It's not super effective against Lycan, but of course Mineski, they've got 3 more heroes to draft up. They might have something in mind where they don't want the Doom on the table. Not that you ever really do. It pretty much counters just about everybody. So Doom's gone, and looking for one more ban in this phase, and then we get some more heroes.
Yeah, at least in this patch, he counters just about everybody. Later on,
that's true.
The Aghanim Scepter requirement might be just a little bit too hefty for him to be a reliable pickup. Also, the jungle got a lot of interesting changes that will make his early game experience a little variant. So yeah, I think that he's kind of going to the tail end of his prominence in the Dota scene. Might be a fringe pick, but certainly not a consistent one. But
yeah, I think he'll still see play, but it's not going to be every single time.
That's for sure. Well, we'll see. MSI Evo, they went for the Bristle ban, and now going for the pick immediately after, as is their capability as a second pick lineup. And they still have to deal with the Lycan Tinker Rat. They have to crush it with clear vision and with still mobility. I like Storm Spirit in general. The Static Remnant would be really good for Obviously, getting the vision over the tree line, and then of course you can just zip across the map really quickly to either pick the Tinker, maybe pick the Lycan. But they're going to go with the Dragon Knight here, and although he does have a nice range stun, they still need to find a way of getting vision. Whether that means they actually just place the anti-Tinker boards up on the cliff on the edges of the map, or if they do actually get a mechanic for it. But Mineski, they go ahead. They're going to go for a little bit of life steal here. The Wraith King has 2 lives to his name, so even if he gets burst down pretty hard by a Centaur or Skywrath, he'll still come right back into it, and he's going to be a pretty reliable support as he does provide a kind of half Vlads with his Vampiric Aura on top.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I guess we can compare it to Vlad's. It's also great though because it works on ranged, which I know you know, but it's pretty good for those ranged heroes. Maybe not so much for Tinker because he's going to spend a lot of time ghost sceptered up and spamming out some heat-seeking missiles. If he can get up to that, because you can already see a pretty aggressive team. Centaur, Skywrath, they want to get their hands dirty early. Same thing goes for Alchemist, who looks like he's going to be extremely overpowered again come this new patch 6.82. But Alchemist and Dragon Knight, like, they can fight early. They can just, stand there, get some towers. It's hard to fight into that acid spray, and then Dragon Knight's just there with his sort of acid from the green dragon form and then later on the red form, just bringing down the towers. They've both got fantastic stuns and the unstable concoction in the Dragon Tail, which will become ranged in your Elder Dragon form, and then you've got the big stuns from your Hoof Stomp. It's a lot of it's mostly single target. Actually, not even, because you can stun multiple people with Unstable Concoction, multiple people with Hoof Stomp. A little more so single target on Dragon Tail, and Skywrath Mage. His damage is pretty focused as well. But lots of CC, lots of damage. And on the other side of things, we've got a bit of AoE damage with the Tinker and the Ancient Apparition, that next pick coming out.
Yeah, that's going to be pretty interesting to see. But I think the one key aspect of MSI's lineup now with these last 2 picks is Ancient Stealing. The Dragon Knight at level 11 is absolutely immense for that with his cleave damage, and the Alchemist early on with his Acid Spray has a lot of potential there. So they're looking to invade, they're looking to take the enemy's territory by force, and whenever Tinker puts up stacks, they just take them right into their own hands, keeping them shut down. So the Tusk kind of cherry on top of this draft is going to enable MSI to be extremely active, very aggressive, very early on. They've got 4 melee heroes that want to be right on top of their target, and yeah, you're going to see this snowball into some stuns, into a dead hero's left, right, and center. So at Mineski, they have to be really walking on eggshells here. They have to be tiptoeing around, very careful about waking the beast, waking MSI, and enabling them to find the pickoffs, find the openings, and take control of the game.
Yeah, I mean, MSI, they really have to do that. If they get stopped and taking control of the game early, getting a lot of early kills out with the Tusk and the Alchemist, literally snowballing, then it's Tinker and the split push of Lycan that will probably just win this game, because you're all melee right now. It's going to be very, very hard to reach that high ground if you're not finding the pickoffs, or this Tinker isn't, decently behind compared to your melee cores that MSI has drafted themselves up. But I'm very excited to see Tusk. And I know it's a little bit of 6.82 talk, but it's pretty important to all of us right now. Tusk's changed in 6.82 look really, really sick. It kind of, to me, sounded like they're raising the skill cap of the hero a little bit with the ice shards change, and it's honestly a pretty big buff that allies can now just choose to be in your snowball without you right-clicking them.
Yeah.
Really fun.
Oh yeah, I mean, I definitely think he's a tier 1 hero. Like, I've been saying this for 2 patches straight since Snowball got reworked, honestly, but I think that teams are finally coming around to actually knowing how to use this hero. The SEA teams are doing it, obviously, and we've seen it a ton in China. It's actually first ban material against LGD right now, so, I mean, he's already strong, but he's getting even better, so can't wait to see him very, very active in the metagame as the next patch progresses. But for now, we've got some early movement. Of course, they would love to get the snowball opening. If they catch sight of anybody, they literally already have the kill, because of the fact that the smoke gives you a little bit of movement speed, and you have 5 heroes to enhance that as well. They'll just come out of nowhere, deliver the pile driver, and knock somebody down. But for now, it's just going to be a nice little ward placed just on the fringe of the spawn. So I think it is going to block it, but it's not guaranteed.
Yeah, we'll have to wait and see. The Dire will deposit both of the wards, one over here in the mid lane, and of course the one in the jungle we just talked about. Neither of them are going to be spotting out the runes, so it's going to be up to MSI for their supports here. Who's going top? It's going to be Centaur and the Skywrath, and I guess we'll just start with the introductions as well with them. We've got, who is that? ND Love and Super, that's going to be the Skywrath, and the Centaur War Runner. In the middle lane, we've got Shenryu, JYC on the Tusk, and of course that was Shinryu on the Dragon Knight. And here we go, Alchemist rotating. That's BYB, double damage with the stun onto Jesse Vash. He's almost killed him. Chilling Touch comes out, a stun, the Wraithfire Blast as well from the Wraith King, trying to chase him away, but Alk should be fine, even at level 1. Doesn't have a lot of armor, but he's pretty tanky. He's looking to drop another stun. The Dragon Knight's in a bit of trouble. Stun goes out onto Jacko. BYB trying to get ahead of him to block here. Yeah, I don't know if this is going to work out. Oh, he's going to get another Wraithfire Blast. If he can just catch up here, trying to get up the hill, but the laser will take him down. And if he'd had any sort of help, Tusk was trying to make his way back over. If he was just maybe a little bit closer, or the supports didn't sort of peel off from each other, maybe it could have gone a bit better. But Alchemist gets in deeper than he can withstand.
Yeah, I mean, like, he was trying to use a double damage rune to right-click down a Tinker who's clearly gone for a laser start. That's how you respond to that situation. So, you know, once the stun hits on the hero that has 80% HP, you use that to back off. You don't use that to just try to deliver a dozen right-clicks into a hero when he's got support. But, you know, in this case, they do unfortunately feed the first blood, but they'll just go back down to the landing phase, and Shinrui will still have some CS potential here with the Breathe Fire as he gets to level it up. For now, there's some space down bottom, but they're going to go for the wraparound. You see the drawing on the map, and yeah, it looks like they want to make something happen here, and he's in a position where he's essentially already dead. Like, you don't get out of this situation without a TP.
Oh, you don't. He does have boots first, which is becoming all very, very common these days. He'll drop his acid spray. He's got a stun available if he wants to use it. He can maybe try to have gone for the suicide with the unstable concoction, but pretty hard to do. It takes about 5 seconds, and they'll bring it down with that chilling touch. Level 1 chilling touch gets another kill there. Actually, Lycan will pick up the kill, but yeah, gonna be on his way to a very, very quick Vlad's.
Yeah, so in this position, they've already kind of gotten space for Tinker, as we're not going to be seeing a lot of roaming towards the mid lane, at least not until the Centaur picks up his blink.
Look at Jacko in the middle lane! One more right click here. We talked about the laser build, and Shenryu is just waiting, I think, for his Dragon Breath on cooldown. He's got 5 seconds here. There's no regen on this Tinker. The haste is staying up a little bit longer. Oh, he misses it! Now he's gonna die. This Tinker is just getting fed heroes on a silver platter, man.
Creeps were on the low ground. He didn't have vision in this general area, so he assumed that he went into that juncture. And of course, Jocko, predicting that expectation, goes into the perfect position to avoid the Breathe Fire and bring him back down. So 3 kills on the board for Mineski, just outplaying at this point in time, both Shenrui and Bayabas primarily.
Yeah, MSI trying really hard to make those baller plays, if you will, like early on. The Alchemist was even crazier. I think Shenryu had a real chance to kill Jacko there. He was just waiting for the Breathe Fire potential, but he throws it blind without vision. And maybe if he hadn't taken a couple tower hits earlier on in that sort of engagement, he could have sustained a few more to actually get the vision himself, since he didn't have the creeps. But nevertheless, it's going to be Tinker off to a pretty decent start, 1-0-1. He's got 13 CS, 2 denies. He is beating out that Dragon Knight, but Dragon Knight, I mean, he's content to just be in a lane, and he's honestly doing pretty well. Even if he starts losing this lane, it's pretty okay for a Dragon Knight. The hero is, I guess, not really designed to just dominate a lane.
Yep. So we're just going to see more movement across the map. Mineski is going to be able to pick up a smoke seat here on NMA. Currently just stacking on the western side of his jungle. Going to set up his Bat Rider, farm that out pretty soon. But with that smoke coming out, there's going to be another bit of kill pressure on the board. We're going to see right now a race for the double damage rune. NMA will pick that up, and they do have vision of Shenrui if they want to go for him again. They're going to bait him a little bit further into it. Does Shenrui go, though? No, he sees with this Dire Observer Ward that we were talking about earlier that is in fact blocking that camp, that there is a Wraith King just kind of lurking in the shadows, waiting for an opportunity to strike. So he does...
Well, that does actually give rune vision.
Oh yeah. This is what Toby used to call the Universe Ward. You usually see it a little bit more up here, but it's the same idea. It will still give you enough vision to the north, goes right through that gap in the tree line, and will give you an idea of what's over that direction.
Yeah, so it looks like if you want to get the vision on the camp, or I mean, if you want to get the vision on the rune, you're pretty much blocking the camp guaranteed, because even it looks like just a little bit further down, and you're not going to have enough
Jesse
vision there,
Bash.
but yeah, by the Ancients here. The squishy Ancient Apparition's in some trouble. He meets his ice brother, the Tusk, and they will get the kill. He's hoping that the Dragons would deny him, but it's not the case. They've got the attention of those dire heroes that will also get the kill. Enemy and Jacko trying to do something about it. This Tinker does have a double damage. They're chasing, but can the Sigil come back? JYC, oh, he's going to go into the Snowball. Sigil is on its way back. That double damage, though, Jacko getting another kill there. Involved in 3 of the 4 kills for his team. 2-0-1 already. Just looking at the net worth, it's Lycan out front, Tinker in second place at just 5 minutes.
Yeah, I mean, they've been putting a lot of pressure on him, so it's no surprise Jocko's there for the return and has been really, really involved because they're forcing the involvement on him. That they're trying to make things happen with this early game aggression, with the stun combos, and trying to bring down a hero that's relatively vulnerable to this kind of thing. But he's just moving too well. Jocko survives. He makes it happen, and yeah, I want to say that it's pretty sad for Jesse Vash when you're in a full HP Ancient Apparition and that you start aggroing the Ancients to try to suicide to neutrals from full HP to 0. But that was the right play. He was pinned in. Now we see on mid the stun's coming out, the slows connecting onto Jocko, and the nukes are enough. He will fall. NMA throws a return stun, but to no avail. Backing off. The green dragon finally strikes, gets a nice kill, and will put some chip damage into the tier 1 in the mid.
Yeah, they're going to really try to do as much as possible to this middle tier 1 tower. He just went to the dragon form, so he's got the majority of their duration left, and the poison, of course, which destroys towers. There's also 4 heroes in the vicinity right now for the Dire. It's just Jesse Vash around at the tier 1. Tinker's coming back now. If things go the way MSI wants them to, they'll kill them both, but Tinker already back. He's only level 6, not a long respawn. He drops the march, and that should effectively stop the push. We'll have the Tusk JYC trying to wrap around here, wants to throw off these ice shards. Here comes an Alchemist, surprise from the tree line, a little blocked off though. The ice shards with all melee heroes can be a little bit annoying for your own team, but hey, they kill Tinker again, and they screwed up a little bit early, but they make him pay for it now. The Tinker that got off to a great start has been killed 2 times in a row, and this tower is already below half HP.
Yeah, so I mean, they already get a lot of presence here. They're going to keep it going. They've got the slow ring on the Alchemist. They can just kind of keep spamming spells from him. Shenrui won't have Dragon form, but they force a glyph out of just like a couple heroes right-clicking. So that's good enough for them. They know that nobody's here to respond because they placed a great ward between the tier 1 and the tier 2 tower on the lane. And yeah, from here they can just kind of keep going. The Alchemist without the Chemical Rage might think twice. Either way, up on the top lane, the Stampede was forced out from Super, but since the Batright didn't have Lasso, it's a free escape, and they're going to at least stop the bleeding for now. They were down 0-3, now they kind of even it up, and you know that's going to be putting steps in the right direction.
Yeah, it really is. I was getting pretty worried that this Tinker was off to such a good start. Like you said, they were being aggressive on him, so it was no surprise that when he lived, he was there to turn it around and, you know, reap the rewards. But they kill him 2 times in a row. It's pretty nice, and the aggression's not going to stop now because the Centaur up top, he escapes. And he purchased up that Blink Dagger. So Brown Boots, Blink Dagger, a little less common sort of in the item progression. A lot of people just go for the Tranquils, but with that all melee lineup, he feels very pressured to get that initiation there and then still have the Stampede for either further follow-up or to retreat. But now that the Blink is up, expect Tinker and the rest of the team to be in grave danger. Maybe they look for this Lycan. He's actually gone for a Midas and a Vladimir's Offering. So expect the Necro 3, and then honestly, since he's got the Midas, those bigger items are going to come out quick. So Necro 3 into the Salt Cuirass is not going to be far off.
Wrong part of town, man. He is so low. He wanted to get level 6 off of this first blood or this smoke gank, but now he drops first, and they try to turn it around.
Yeah, decent Mystic Flare. That's 5-5. The Lasso goes out and play hard. He's immediately silenced up, and the silence didn't come quite soon enough. Super's trying to run out of this, but obviously his speed is being matched by JVN, who will end up backing off. Could have kept chasing to disable the Blink, but Centaur lives, the Alchemist goes down, and it's not just a support Alchemist, it is that offlaner, and probably the hero responsible for farming the mech up on this team. You can already see he's got the Ring of Regen, he's got the Iron Branch, and, well, he's a little behind starting off the game, giving up the first blood, and then dying a couple more times after that. Now 0 and 3. He's on a dying spree, I think is what we can call that.
Yeah, unfortunately. I don't know, man. I mean, going in, you could see the intention there. They smoke, they say, okay, if we get a kill, I'm level 6 instantly. Pop the Chemical Rage, and then my 20% HP doesn't matter. The stun combo will come out on a Joven here, but he's got the Vlads. Like, this physical damage from the Alchemist, he just shrugs it off and keeps on under tower. So he's just going to be able to keep farming creeps away. He's topping out net worth, 5,200 on this Lycan, as he was able to go for the Midas before the Vlads. And we actually see this a little bit more common nowadays. Like, you used to see only Vlads rushes, but as Roche becomes something that teams are much more common to defend and to at least scout, it's better to actually go for the Midas build-up and get the combination of Vlad's medallion and a little bit on top. As far as that Tusk kill, I'm sure you're watching that.
Yeah, I'm laughing at the all chat though. I mean, it's a Tusk kill. We know what it looked like. I actually did catch it on camera, but snowball in from the tree line, right onto the Wraith King, and pretty much just killed him. The smiley face came out there from Shenryu's Dragon Knight afterwards. I love it.
It's a definitely a fun combo. If you've ever played it in pubs, it's just like rolling all over people, coming out from out of nowhere, especially when you get multi-man snowballs. And it's going to even be faster in the next patch, so just really coming out and just blindsiding you with that huge snowball bash. But JYC is going to be scouting up to the high ground here. You'll see the Ancients being farmed by the Tinker, but not much he can really do about it. And they'll look to contest with the Acid Spray. I believe they want to steal this.
Yeah, or, just assist, right?
No, Dallas actually got 2 last hits out of that, so pretty well timed. Maybe a little bit of luck involved, but if they can just last hit a couple more, no. Tinker will pick up 183, and 183 goes to JYC.
They get a couple. Alchemist gets that big one there in the tail end. It's the bigger ones that matter a little bit more. Jesse Vass in some trouble. That's the combination from the Centaur and the Skywrath. That range on Mystic Flare and that cooldown is so short. Only a minute at level 1 and then 40 and 20. Most likely going to see the 40-second cooldown the most because, level 11 is generally attainable for Skywrath, level 16 not as often. But here we go now, blinking up here onto the Wraith King. Being all over the map, he's killed the Ancient Apparition, now he initiates onto the Wraith King, just looking to kill all the supports, play hard, could be in a bit of trouble. Dragonite comes in with a follow-up stun, already rank 2. Rank 2 Dragon Tail earlier on with just 2 points in Dragon Blood. And now we gotta look at bot lane though. We've got JVN just pushing through the towers, that early rat presence of the Lycan, and now trying to get that stun up, but you've got 18-second duration on the shapeshift. He's still going to be able to just run away. Blink Dagger on cooldown right now for that 12 seconds. Super might be able to get him here. He's going to have that blink range just barely forward. It's too far now. That 5.22 move speed too quick, and takes the tier 1 and looks at, wow, in deny range at least. Yeah. So they can deny that tier 2 tower. Giving up a little bit of your dire map control, map advantage, which is going to be away soon because Roshan is moving. He's very sad. He's going to be homesick.
Yeah, we'll see if he bugs out and heads back to the old pit sometime in the future.
That'd be so funny.
Yeah, that would be. Just randomly throw it in there, Ice Frog, please. Just 0.1% chance for Roche to just randomly walk into this random area.
I don't know if it has to be random. There's going to be so many bugs that were just unforeseen even on the test client.
So, Bayabas is actually farming up the Alchemist right now. We were kind of worried about his net worth earlier. He was barely above his Tusk support, but this is what offlaners do. They stack up the Ancients like crazy, and you see Tide and Bristle do this all the time, Beastmaster too, but in this case it's going to be the Alchemist to rebound with the Ancient stack, clearing that up 100% for himself, and he's going to be in a really good position now. He doesn't have any points in Grievel's Greed, so it is kind of slightly limited gold game, but these are still high density.
Oh, another Centaur Sky pickoff. They'll find the Wraith King once more, still level 5, and even if he was level 6, in this game he's probably not going to skill that Reincarnate until the middle of a team fight. I expect him to be holding on to that level 6 skill point for quite a while, because you don't want to just die and have that on a 5-minute cooldown, but like you said, the offlaner stacking up Ancients. Oh, we're not going to get the time. Jesse Vash is in some more trouble. Another Dragon Tail, that longer duration, lower cooldown, it is skilled. Ice Blast to go out, but it's going to be Shenryu who's going to be okay.
Yeah, he even saw it coming, but as soon as he turned to run, that's when Shenryu just pops the dragon, and yeah, the ward will be denied. It doesn't matter. In the end, it's just going to be another pickoff, but at least they are going to get some time where the Elder Dragon form is kind of useless. Shenryu's not going to be able to do much off of that. He just hit level 11 as well, so yeah, he does scale up the Red Dragon form since it's not that long of a cooldown, but yeah, we won't be seeing that too soon. Down bottom lane, there's going to be hiding out in the tree line, the Bat Rider. Play hard was looking for a pick-off, but now he's just playing defensively. He just has to avoid confrontation, as there's no way he holds 1v3. But if they go to push on this tower, he's in a great flanking position where he can completely catch somebody off guard and pull him right into the open arms of Mineski's lineup. The Ice Blast coming down. This could be a timing, but they need to TP. And they don't even hit with the Ice Blast.
They get the debuff on Super there as he walks into it at the last second. But as they're pushing the bottom tier 1 already, we can see Lycan and Tinker up top. The Acid Spray comes into effect. It's like a less annoying March of the Machines. It's going to be a little more ridiculous come 6.82, and how we saw Alchemist just recently stacking those Ancients. Get prepared to see that every game, as well, Batrider was there. You talked about his great flanking position. He pansied out, man. He just came back this way through the tree line. They see him, and that's the power of the Centaur and the Skywrath combination. So
he was trying to go with a rat play there. Essentially what he wanted to do was keep vision so he could cancel TPs and make sure that they could not defend the top lane, as well as try to keep the tower alive as long as possible. So he went to pull the creep back. JYC, eat an Ice Blast. It's going to drop him low, but at only level 1, I don't think it's enough. Actually, Jesse Voss drop it down on the mid lane. he's the one to actually fall. He'll be the Shatterer, and it's going to be a test to live. He's from Kobold. He's definitely has his experience with icy things, so I think he's kind of built up a bit of an immunity there.
Yeah, I would say he should be immune to that spell, like in general. I don't know. Not about making sense. It's about balance. Balance in all things, as Ember Spirit might say. Super going to be lassoed up, pulled back to the high ground. He's a pretty tough killer right now, but dancing around in the fire. Yeah, he goes for the double edge. I don't know what that was. Taking
He has
a lot of
force
damage.
staff. He could just walk away.
Batrider will kill him there. And then up top, it's Alchemist at a constant struggle right now to keep pushing out this lane, stopping the Lycan from taking all the tier 2s. Already this tier 2, 8 hit points away from deny range. Bottom, they haven't denied it, but now we're going to see Lycan in a bit of trouble. We've got Shenryu stun to start things off, a maximum duration stun here from BYB. And they will find that kill pretty easily, and they're looking to farm up some of these Necronomicon archers, and they're actually going to snowball over to it. It's definitely worth it. I mean, this is sort of the downside of those Necro units, is they give away a lot of gold and XP. I think the neutrals maybe picked up the blue guy, but red went over to the Alchemist, as he'll pop his Chemical Rage and continue to farm. Now with the point in Grievel's Greed, this is where Alchemist can get pretty scary, and Blink Dagger for him at about 200 gold if he chooses.
Yeah, so this is just a very active position for MSI, considering how poorly they started and their movements and getting first blooded and just losing lives for no reason in multiple accounts. Now they've really kind of gotten their stuff together. They have been making the precise movements, making the plays happen, and now on to Jocko, the Shadow Blade, big range coming out. Caesar, he's still alive! Is he gonna get out? No!
Yeah, I mean, it was going to be close. Even if Dragonite didn't attack, there was still that poison on him. But nice Shadow Blade play, and it's sort of one of those 3 heroes that still really build the Shadow Blade as their core. I think Dragonite, Slark, and I don't know if we can even say Nature's Prophet anymore, honestly. He's pretty much all Blink Dagger all day.
Yeah, that poison is actually what kept him. Like, he tried to rearm the Blink Dagger. If he got the really quick blink timing, where like the millisecond or whatever before it gets put back on cooldown, he actually could have gotten out of that situation. But no, Shenryu just stands his ground, gets the pick, and of course takes the Ancients as his trophy. But now in the mid lane, JWC will be lassoed up. Almost looked like it was a creep there, but he will try to snowball away. Now, Chain Stun coming out onto the Batrider. The Ice Blast dodged as well. JWC, is he gonna live? 20 HP! The creeps are aggroed, but no. The last one will bring him down. He's caught between the fire and the flame.
Why didn't he just go this way? Why run into the creeps?
I think he was trying to dodge the Tinker TP, but the creep didn't even survive.
Yeah, that was close. I mean, those creeps were attacking so slow because of the Frozen Sigil, and it's the sort of standard, which is... Maybe it's a little over the top to say it's standard, but from what I've seen, the pros playing it in the Chinese scene, like I know you mentioned earlier, they're picking it up a lot. They just max the Sigil. It is really, really good, and it's an ability that teams... honestly just aren't quite used to, have a hard time gauging, and have a hard time feeling it out of the team fights. It can force out a lot of mistakes, I think, from an enemy team just by having that Sigil up, not knowing when they should back off because you're going to overpower them. But it's 16-7 right now, and honestly, this is the way the game had to go for MSI to even have a chance. The fact that they're Dragonite, it was a rocky start in the mid lane, but he's doing fantastic now. First in net worth on his team, second overall, trailing the Lycan by just a little bit. His Centaur's going to initiate once again here onto NMA. This is going to be a value reincarnate. Oh, if only he would have just died. They all would have been hit by the Ice Blast, but they stopped focusing him. Mystic Flare is going to be dropped as sort of a last resort, and Wraith King will be able to blink away. Does have that online right now. Now, Super in a bit of trouble getting another stomp off. There's the reincarnate. Lycan to fall right now. Centaur, not much longer for this world. Maybe the neutrals will do him in instead of NMA, but no, it's the Wraith King that gets the kill. Now Shenryu in some trouble. One's going to turn his attention onto Jesse Vash. Ice Shard's going to catch him up there. Ice Cream Cone stuck in the Ice Shards, and a Dragon Breath going to melt him all the way down. Now we've got the Snowball. It's Chase, and it's not going to go quite far enough. They're going to blink away. It deposits them near the Tier 2 tower. And are they going to go for Jacko? JYC is going to fall there once again. Jacko just, easily getting some kills at his tower as they dive into him. 3, 3, and 2 for the Tinker, and it's honestly seems like it goes a little bit better for Mineski.
Yep,
we can see now that BYB is in trouble as well, trying to run away with the Chemical Rage. He's level 12, it's rank 2. He's very hard to kill, but maybe this Ice Blast can stop it. No, Ice Blast missed. Still
he
got
just
the
lost
regen.
Lasso mana. He had mana for Lasso, but instead cast the Flame Break.
He's got it again. He wanded up, and now he's going to be found out by the Skywrath here. And
the Tinker bottled him twice, trying to give him the mana he needed for it, but just casting the Flame Break in the first place was what disabled that kill potential. So Yeah, this is wild. This is really back and forth games, and I mean the fights in general are obviously it comes down to initiation because there's 6 blink daggers across 2 teams. A nice stun dodge by Biabas. Yeah, it looks like he actually will get out. So
That animation, that was like the last second it looked like on my screen that he dodged that.
but Super still lurking. They know that they can kind of wait and look for the opportunity to jump. They can choose their target very carefully. They always have the blinks available, unless the wolves get like an easy right click in from Invis to try to cancel it. But yeah, 4 staff up for bat. A lot of potential there. But it's actually going to be the mid lane where Joven is going to be just destroyed. Ice Blast will hit on 2, though, and then might get the return. Joven actually walks away, is able to just pop the shapeshift and head on out. But Yabas not benefiting from the heal. Now can go for the mech. Doesn't use the mech, though, and the rocket kill him. No mech, no win. Super getting right-click down. Oh, what a disaster for MSI.
Yeah, that could have been a little bit better. Had about a second there to use that mech, and he really needed to. That extra 250 HP and a little bit of the armor would have been pretty nice. I mean, most of the damage they were taking was magical, but just the HP could have allowed maybe both, if not one of them, to get out. But now Anime jumping into the lane. It's going to be Shenryu, who just leaves from the tree line, TPing out. JYC to back off. And looking at the Tusk phase, Medallion of Courage and a Magic Wand. Pretty much all you need on this hero. Substitute,
Bro, that Blink is so friggin' amazing.
Yeah.
This hero. Coming out of Snowball, you can use it defensively to run because you get 4 seconds of immunity. Going in to Snowball an ally to break a lasso. Now that's the ultimate item that he needs to work towards.
Oh, and we got that urn up on the Skywrath. Skywrath already with the blink.
Oh yeah, he's been jumping way in the center all day
yeah.
long. YND has been a real champ in this. He's actually running 8-1-4 in his KDA. Like, he is the top of the charts and certainly well warranted. Ice Blast will not connect on him, just scouting out the rush pit here. But one thing I want to talk about is the current state of affairs with MSI's towers. They've left 2 towers very low HP. They didn't even deny the 98.
Yeah, I'm surprised they haven't denied that.
But that's really good that they didn't, because the Lycan obviously haven't had the opportunity, and that gold is what Mineski have wanted this entire game. Now Joven almost down, 1 more right click, will not survive, but he will get the Necronomicon off, and with the lasso, that's enough damage to bring down Shenrui.
Well, he gets the mech off this time on the Alchemist, but it's not going to be quite enough. Retreating through the fire with the Napalm, and of course into the March of the Machines. Uh-oh, Super in some trouble with the Double Edge will be brought down by the Wolves. Can they get play hard? They can. Here comes the Skywrath Mage once again with that Blink Dagger being very mobile. BYB, that's not going to work. There's no hero units to stun. He stuns himself. Losing a lot of mana. The mana burn from the Necro 3s, man, it's pretty unreal. He needs to kill this thing and get out. So the 200 gold extra experience. The Grievel's Greed kicking in. It's now maxed out. He's got a Songe.
Ice Blast.
So
is that
like
to get him?
The Halberd.
Without?
As Anime's got it. He'll just click him down. And the Wolves are also there with a little bit of crit. Ice Blast off the mark, but wasn't needed.
Yeah, with the Wolves on him constantly, he didn't feel confident Soul Ring down to 1 HP to get the mech or get the Chemical Rage out. So in the end, yeah, he just takes a spill. We do see TYND looking for an opportunity on Anime, but Blink Dodo, and he's going to be able to disengage just in time unless they commit the Stampede in 9. In the mid lane, we do have an Invis Tusk. JYC is scouting it out. They want to keep this tier 1 up, so the target of choice has to be Jocko. Bring him down quick before he starts shooting the lasers. Shenrui, though, he wants Jesse Vash.
He's about half HP with just 1 ability. Whew, the Dragon Knight's there as well with the Shadow Blade in. Talk about initiation. 2 of those invisible heroes with the big stuns, the big damage. Now they're going to stun up JVN or Joven there. Super's going to follow it up so that they can keep him there without him shapeshifting and just running away. Where's the concussive shot? Oh, it's on cooldown right now currently, so play hard. Looks like he will be able to escape there through the tree line, and immediately MSI's like, well, we're not chasing that. Let's go ahead and do Roshan. We're the dire team. We need to get that before, well, Lycan probably sneaks in there and ends up taking it. And right now, Lycan is dead. Those are double damage top, and it's MSI into the Roche pit with some armor reduction, and they look to take this down pretty quickly.
Ice Blast will fly out immediately, though. The frozen ammunition of the Ancient Apparition, it's going to make it difficult to take this one, because the Tinker wants to jump in now, but he doesn't have anything to jump to. So it's going to be an Ice Blast with no follow-up. I mean, the Tinker needs to be in the pit right now, but they don't have any summons in play. He's just going to, yeah, they have to let it go. That's very unfortunate.
Well, when that Lycan's dead, you kind of lose your free limousine ride there when you Tinker. He can't get around the map quite as easily, at least where there aren't creep, and the Roche will go down, killed by the Dire. And they're going to give Centaur. Centaur has been the aggressor here, the initiator for the team, so they'll hand him over the Aegis, and, well, he's already been involved in a lot of the kills, 9 of them to be exact. 4 deaths, he's 4-4 and 5. Centaur's been playing really well. It's Honestly, the Skywrath, who's been getting most of those kills, though, he's 9, 1, and 4, involved in 13 of the 24 kills.
Yeah. Now, one thing I want to talk about real quick is that the bottom tier 2 did actually go down to Lycan in his last life. I think the Wolves were actually able to take it down while MSI weren't looking. But I want to talk about the fact that there is a kind of a line that you have to draw as far as whether or not it's okay, is it a good decision or a bad decision that MSI have made for the past 8 minutes, which is not denying that bottom tier 2. And I think that it's right on the line, honestly. There's obviously the ideal thing is for you to delay the deny as much as possible and then still get it. But at the same time, in this case, they got the delay time, so Mineski lost a lot of time without the gold they would have gotten from the tower, but they also didn't get the deny. The Lycan was able to sneak it and get the last hit, so there I kind of feel like they drew even. It was an okay decision, not terrible, but in the end they do lose out without denying, so they don't make that mistake with the top tier 2, they do deny it out, but in the meantime, Tinker will actually BOT and get an easy snipe off, so...
Yeah, and Lycan's already pushing the middle lane as Shenryu goes a little too deep.
No, he got lassoed hard.
Well, yeah, I would say it wasn't really him. He kind of got lassoed. He was going pretty forward, though, with the Shadow Blade, and they had a sentry down, which is why he got lassoed. So it was sort of his own aggression that led to his demise. But more importantly, look at the middle lane right now. Joven with the double damage on the Lycan with the shapeshift. Tinker's there as well, looking to get as many kills as possible. The rockets will go out and then be disjointed by the Alchemist. But the tier 3 tower in the middle lane has fallen right now at 26 minutes, so your MSI, you're maybe going to be a little upset about that. That damage will still go through the BKB. The stun is not there. Ice Shard's also going to block because it's just a physical barrier similar to Fisher. JYC not able to get the Alchemist in a snowball fast enough before Jacko brings him down, and JYC, his last death just moments ago was to this Tinker. Now he's forced to run away. Will blink. He blinks out as well. And we've got another killing spree.
Yeah.
Skywrath bringing down some more, killing that Wraith King.
It was a wild back and forth between those guys there. When the Ice Blast missed, then it was just the two sides playing games with one another.
Dude, this
with
is
the blink
a lot of gold.
Oh. Nice
Or
pick off.
not. I guess he died. I guess Skywrath's one death was in between the 10 kills. I was thinking maybe he was close to godlike, but not the case.
But still a nice kill from Playhard, to be sure.
Yeah, 500.
But yeah, no, it was a bunch of back and forth playing around. They killed the Wraith King once, and then they were both of them had second lives essentially. The Reincarnate was available for the Wraith King, the Aegis was available for the Centaur. So they were playing back and forth, playing the aggressor, then backing off. The other one started chasing. They had just this whole shenanigans display down towards the bottom rune area. But in the end, Super does get finished off by all those stuns, and they do clean up the Bat Rider as well, at only the cost of the Wraith King. So that, along with the Tier 3 tower, seems Mineski are back in control of this game. They've obviously prevented their deaths from just skyrocketing, and from there, Aegis doesn't really come up to much. So Mineski feeling pretty confident and getting structural damage across the board.
Yeah, and let's do a quick little item checkup. They're not going to give us the time, man. I mean, looking at these drafts, like, of course they're not. But Super is going to be lasted up, try to stampede out of this, and will actually get out just enough to dodge the Ice Blast, but still ends up falling. Now the rest of the team here to follow up straight onto Joven. That's that annoying Lycan. They will bring him down. They're with that 7-kill advantage now, but their lead is dwindling. They only get 1 kill there as they look for a little bit more. They can't find it. Tusk Dragonite very, very low. Gonna have to back off. Hopefully they don't get sniped for their own sake of that Ice Blast. But quick item scouting. We've got the Vlad's Necro 3 and a BKB up on Joven as he looks to just sort of withstand all the magic damage from MSI. We'll see if he goes to AC next. Alchemist was that other big item, the SNY, which is kind of a cheap item with the extra move speed. He's got a plate mail now, so he should be looking for the AC for his squad. The full Mjolnir came out on the Dragonite, and, well, that's all the time I think we're gonna have. Oh, not quite able to get off the stun. As Tinker's gone for the Ghost Scepter Dagon, so the pretty standard build there. Jesse Vash on the Ancient Apparition is working towards the Aghanim Scepter. We've got the Atos up on the very, very farm Skywrath Mage, and a couple Force Staffs. And last but not least, we've got that defensive pipe coming out here for the Centaur War Runner as they look to push into the oh-so-annoying March of the Machines.
Yep, so we're going to see another attempt from Biabas. He does have that Blink Dagger, just barely gets vision with the Observer Ward in the mid lane, so they're going to go in and combo it with the Skywrath ulti. A nice little pick off there, but Tinker looks to return. The Dagon, the laser Skywrath just evaporates, and honestly, it's a much more critical kill to just keep them away from the Radiant side, but Biabas wants more going on to Joven, and they don't have really the damage here.
Yeah, they don't, and they don't even have the stun from Alchemist there, so they're not able to do anything. And Tinker will bring down Shenryu 8, 4, and 8 on that Dragonite. Level 19. He's doing very, very well, so it's unfortunate that he dies there. He's got a Perseverance in his inventory. What do you think he's going for with that?
Perseverance on the Dragonite.
I think it's just going to be Linkings? Bloodstone?
It's a tough call. We'll see right now. Biabas looking for the stun, and it may gonna get hit.
Yeah, he's got Reincarnate though, so I think they should really just think about what they're doing and then retreat, because they will kill him, but it's not that big of a, you know, it's what, just 160 seconds now? The very, very slow snowball because of the reincarnation speed affecting that, and that's what you talked about there, the snowball into the Blink Dagger escape, so you gotta initiate sometimes to get out, you gotta go deeper, and that's exactly what JYC does there.
Yep, so nice little disengage. They've been comboing the snowball really well, like with Stampede and stuff like that. They've gotten some really cool engagements. Jocko's occupied down bottom, so they want to go in mid, but they don't find the target for the stun. It's nighttime here. Joven just barely slips through the tree line, feeling very at home amongst the forest.
Well, they find play hard though. Ice Shard's up. He's caught in an ice cage of emotion right there, and they will bring him down. Alchemist with the kill. Now Joven going to go ahead and chase with the Lycan. He'll throw out the BKB. Wallace Punch still going to go through it. Ice Blast searching and not going to land. On the Tusk, he's going to get away. Super also now going to throw out the Stampede. You've got the Chemical Rage regen going to be kicking in a second, but Jacko will actually bring down the Tusk, but it's going to be Skywrath. The support Skywrath who brings down the Tinker. Now they're snowballing up here, and what? That was strange looking. Kind of just cancels out. I don't think it just traveled any distance because Wraith King was right there, but it looked a little funky. They will bring down the Wraith King. Tusk obviously going to fall before that, and now Shenryu alive in that Blue Eyes White Dragon form all the way up at level 20. He is the highest level in the game on this Dragonite, second in net worth, just behind the Lycan.
Yeah, some wild stuff here, man. This is just crazy back and forth, but they're at least putting the pressure out, not letting the Mineski play their own game, play with the Lycan and the Tinker getting out of control, as they would be at this point. Biabas is at least fishing for the openings, and so far they've come up okay. I mean, their gold and experience is still at least mildly in their court, but they do have to make sure they don't feed any unnecessary kills. Shenrui, he wants a tier 3, but this could be a very dangerous mistake if any disables come out. Looking at the lasso, play hard, has the blink, but it gets canceled by the concussive, or he at least blinks back before it. Biabas still looks for some damage, but in the end, it's just going to be them in retreat, the Lycan pushing in top, and getting a lot of farm, honestly. Like, he's got the not only Necro 3, but the Courier is just looking for the Reaver. And once he farms up
going for the heart, okay.
Yeah, once he farms the Reaver, he's going to have so much gold. But Duncan Sphere will come out for the Dragonite. An interesting pickup, to be honest. But, you know, if you can cancel out one thing, the Ethereal Blade or the Dagon, you cancel out
it's got to be for the Tinker.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, the only other spells really would be the Force Staff from the Bat Rider, the Wraithfire Blast, and the Lasso itself. So it's just allowing him to stay alive a little bit longer, and it's an SEA Dota thing, the Pinoy Sphere they call it, and it is very popular amongst that specific region.
Yeah, indeed. And, well, we'll see the Aghanim Scepter now coming out here for Jesse Vash on the Ancient Apparition. So you were pushing into a March and an Ultimate from the Ancient Apparition. Now he's got the Ags. It's going to be even harder. And we saw Dragonite. He got about 1/2 of the damage there on this Tier 3 tower in the middle lane. I honestly think if he was able to get that tower, and even for his own life, it would have been worth it, because it's going to be, you know, not very often you get the opportunity to push when Tinker is dead, but they still just couldn't manage it. And Ice Blast will land up top. It's Play Hard who should die. Those don't just join unless he can get all the way back to...
Nope.
Did he just cancel that TP?
I don't either way. He was gone, done for. The trial was just a little bit too fast for him, unfortunately. In the mid lane, we're going to see Wraith King get picked off. His ulti's actually on cooldown now, so yeah, he got picked off twice over. They have so many freaking stuns.
There are a lot. Single target or not, there's a lot of stuns, and now a tower in the top lane will fall to some Lycan Wolves and some creeps, and, well, Lycan's still in the area. He will actually TP out from the fountain, and that's just the Lycan being so annoying. You got the Tier 3 tower in the mid lane, it's gone. The Tier 3 tower up in that top safe lane here for the Dire Squad for MSI, also gone. And looking at bottom, well, that one's still pretty healthy, but probably not for long.
Yeah, and right now MSI just need to take advantage of the fact that they have a vision on the map. They have some great observer wards in place to see any enemies approaching Roche. They just need to gun for it. Take Roche down, get that Aegis, and make these lives count, because they really need to just kind of brute force in before this Lycan just gets to control the map too much. He's got this heart coming out in 500 gold, and he's just towering the recipe here. He's kind of showing exactly what's coming, and No, he's actually going to sell an item to finish pick it up. He sells the Hand of Midas, so he's gotten what he feels is the value he can get out of that item, and now he's going to be transitioning into Heart, later BOTs. But in the meantime, Roche going down with the medallion with the acid spray should be a very quick one for them.
Yeah, and well, with this Roche, the Dragon Knight should be top of the net worth. Just goes to show you how well he's doing despite a little bit of a rough lane early on. Not so much for himself, but just giving Tinker the kills. And yeah, Roche goes down, and they're on top of the net worth. Aegis, they don't want it. They're not interested. Let's give it to the support Skywrath. He's doing really well. He's actually picked up a Ghost Scepter right now to try to survive from the right clicks of the Lycan. That will make him a little more susceptible to the death that is Tinker. As BYB looking to be very, very aggressive, will stun himself, can't find a hero in time, and Tusk with an invis rune once again.
Blinks
Looking forwards. Yeah, Shenryu. Oh no, is he good? Oh no, you're talking about looking into the trees.
There's so many blinks, it's hard to call, but
I mean, that's Dota these days.
Yeah, it really is.
I'm glad the price got increased.
Yeah, and I don't know if their Nerf Shadows change will stick, but currently that puts it on cooldown too, which is a pretty heavy nerf to the item.
I think it was needed, and we'll still see it every single game, so it's not going to change too much.
So, yeah, one big issue with Bayabas right now is, although he's going to be progressing gold-wise with the Gravel's Greed, he doesn't have real slot progression. He's 6-slotted, as it is, with all these cheap items, so he's going to have to start selling some stuff pretty soon. They look to invade in the mid lane here, but as you mentioned, March, Ice Blast, it's really hard, and now the lasso coming through.
Oh, that was a nice snowball attempt. He tried to get Shenryu in it so he couldn't be dragged, and he will actually counter-initiate onto the Bat Rider anyways, trying to bring that bat down, but it's Shenryu who dies now with Bat Rider and Ancient Apparition down on the side of Mineski. The tier 3 tower has fallen now. 2-4-2 as Tusk takes a spill. Finally, Shiva's Guard goes out here from the Alchemist, and they will look to actually stick around. Tinker's got to go sort of recharge in the base. It's not going to take too much longer, and now MSI very smartly will decide to back off, or is that decision being made for them? Look at Joven up here in the top lane. He's taken out the racks, and now the trade not quite worth it. Tinker also coming in. TYND really needs to run. He's got his own Ghost Scepter, but that doesn't help you against the Tinker. And yeah, he's dead. Nothing that you can possibly do there. Blink Dagger was not up on cooldown as he took some damage. That 3-second disarm time. And once again, BYB is stunning himself. Like, that's like the 10th time in a row that I've noticed. As Middle Barracks under attack, the ranged will fall here, but a lot of stuns all being focused on him. Will BKB up, will try to one, but the strong right clicks here, they're going to stampede to keep up with him and just need one more click, and they will get it in. And the physical damage from the Unstable Concoction, Alchemist will get the kill, though. They're up 9 kills on MSI, but they just lost 2 lanes of racks. Well, 1.5 lanes of racks.
Yeah, 9 kills is nothing compared to the advantage that they had earlier on, and now losing those racks and just having constant pressure put out on this top lane, it makes it so damn hard for them to accomplish anything here. And I gotta go back to the decision to put the Aegis the Immortal on Centaur. They've done this twice in a row now. Both Roches putting the Aegis on the Centaur, and he's
the first one made sense.
But the thing is, like, they're prioritizing a bottle on Shenryu. He doesn't have any more, but when they did that Roche, the only thing that was filling up his inventory was a bottle. Just a little bit of mana, a little bit of HP, maybe a rune, but not that valuable of an item compared to the Aegis. And if he, even without the dragon form, if he had come back and just used his Mjolnir, used his Lincolns, used his Shadow Blade, he could at least right-click down some racks or gotten the TP back to try to hold off the Lycan. As it stood, the Aegis is going to go to pretty much no use. Super might be actually losing it to the Ravages of Time, and it's just, they needed it at that exact time and window to push and break the base.
This is why Skywrath's a very, very good pick against the Tinker if you're not getting blown up immediately. Tinker uses most of his, skill set trying to kill out that Tusk. Skywrath will finish him up, forcing out that buyback even, and MSI not giving up here into the middle lane. That tower has been down for a while. They try to focus on the melee barracks, but they're met with stiff opposition. Dragon Knight brought down, buyback, looks like he's got that time added on, so dead for more than 100 seconds, or it could be the fact that he's just level 23, hard to tell. I don't think he's actually bought back, so yeah. Just very, very high level. Level 23, Tinker now tied with him, Alchemist level 21. Lycan a little behind that, even though he went for the Midas this game, but hey, Lycan's done what he needs to do. He's taken 2 lanes of racks, we'll see Alchemist take a fall there as well, and MSI losing 3 heroes all across the map as Lycan just sort of slides across into the middle lane.
Yep. Dragon did buy back a few minutes back, so...
Oh, did he? Okay.
Yeah.
I'm not crazy.
No, no. The only time you're 100 is if you're level 25. It's times 4, so he went way, way too high for that. But
Yeah, he was like 103 or something.
I see a lot of Twitch chat guys calling it out, and I have to agree. The pickup of the Lincoln Sphere over BKB cost him his life multiple times over. Joven now getting picked off. Nice initiation. Kalmunga the Skywrath, but Skywrath is out of juice. He's out of mana. And Jocko might be able to pick off Super here with the Ice Blast debuff. But we'll see. He still has that Aegis. Looks like Jocko's just going to burn some creeps and head for the hills.
Screw you, creeps. Yeah, Twitch chat also did not like the fact that Shiva's Guard was the pickup for the Alchemist as opposed to getting the AC out a little bit earlier. I kind of agree. I mean, they're going to have the AC in the Dragonite relatively soon, well, assuming he cannot die for a second. But he's already got the Hyperstone, so he'll be going for the AC now. Maybe they could have got some more pushing out of the AC if they had it up earlier, but the Shiva's Guard is still definitely going to be a great item versus Mineski, as we see Super losing that Aegis in the middle lane.
Yeah, the bottom line is they have
dying.
0 BKBs. They have 0 BKBs on the
really
entire side of MSI up against this Wraith King, AA, Tinker. I mean, yes, the BKB isn't that great against the Bat Rider. Yes, it's not that great against the Lycan, but it's still extremely relevant against these other heroes, and it definitely is costing their lives multiple times over, as we do see Jocko just kind of running it over. Now he gets to jump around the map. He's got the full day gun, 5 E-Blade, and if they don't pick up a BKB soon, it's an auto win for him. Like, he's just a, this is his playground. This entire map is just the swing set, and over there's the merry-go-round, and he just gets to jump around, find different toys to play with.
What playgrounds are you at? You got merry-go-rounds?
Hell yeah. Spin to win.
Dang. It's pretty sick. Yeah. It's not going to be fun for MSI from here on out. Tinker is pretty much online. They gave him a really good start and then did a really good job of shutting him down for a while, but he's just managed to get too much. And he talked about the BKBs as sort of an answer to that. We've got 2 BKBs, but they're on the wrong team. Joven on the Lycan and Playhard on the Batrider, each with a BKB. And now looking over to MSI, none. And looking at their current golds, they're not close. Like,
yeah,
no
I mean,
one
Mineski
is
still
very
take
close to one.
BKBs. I mean, they are going against this like quadruple stun lineup, and if you don't have a BKB that you can react to at least the first stun, then you're going to be dead before you hit the ground. But we do see him popping the BKB right against Shinro. He doesn't get Dragon Tailed, instead gets the lasso off, and yeah, that's the power of the BKB.
Yeah, Tusk was looking for him, though, trying to get that Walrus punch out to sort of stop him, because it will go through that BKB, and it's going to be MSI who chopped down too quickly, but one of those, that Wraith King's going to respawn. And Tusk was hoping to get another Walrus punch off, but he can't do it before he dies. Now Anime respawning after the Reincarnate. Now Jacko's here picking up an easy double kill, looking for the rockets onto TYND. We'll find it, juking through the tree line. Hey, soon that'll be an exit.
Yeah, exactly.
Not quite yet, though.
Exactly my thoughts
and
there.
he will fall surrounded in the trees. He's playing 6.82 already, man. He just forgot.
He's so hype. That's the most 6.82 hype I've seen of any player ever, right there.
Yeah, that's actually my favorite change, I think, of like all the maps. All the map changes.
Okay. I was about to say, of everything in the entire patch, I'd be skeptical, but of all the map changes, I could say that definitely ranks up there. Pretty interesting.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if they move Roche, they really needed to nerf the Radiant offlane, right? So that kind of helps do that a little bit. I mean, I guess it's really the pool camp that makes it super good, but hey, at least you're a little bit more at risk now if you're doing that. But here in the middle lane, people are pushing in, as Alchemist is going to fall there. MSI with 5 heroes down, no buybacks, that's GG. They're probably not going to call it till the throne explodes. That's sort of how they roll in this region, which is respectable most of the time. But hey, this was a ridiculous game, man. 41-37. MSI did all they could, played a really good game, and maybe it's a little bit of an itemization slip-up that cost them the game in the end, but well fought versus a Lycan and a Tinker. Yeah. It's not easy to do. Yeah,
a lot of it was momentum of the draft, just their ability to pick off heroes didn't really get them any win potential. Like, they didn't have a win condition other than try to break down the racks up against Ice Blast plus March. They had the pipe, which is really good, but they just didn't have all their stuff in sync right when they needed to. The Aegis might have not been on the right person, and in the end, they weren't able to get a successful fight in the enemy base that meant they get the racks. Lycan outrats them, he outpushes them, he takes the advantage, and Tinker hammers it home. Really well played from Mineski, and they will go up 1 more point in the Starladder group stage.
Yeah, indeed, and it's a long Starladder Southeast Asian day with, well, probably the best game of the day at the very end. Titan vs. Johnny's Revenge coming up in 4 more games, but it's a long day, so I'm still finishing up my breakfast. We're going to go to a commercial break here. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed so far, but before we go, shout out to Starladder, shout out to Beyond the Summit for having us on. I'm Helium. You can follow me on Twitter and Twitch at Heliumbrella, and Blaze here at Blaze Casting. We hope you stick around.